You out there, legal warriors, can a dash cam save you in a criminal case? How does that work? How could I use it? Should I have a dash cam? Well, if you're interested in protecting yourself, if you're interested in the criminal law, stay tuned because this is the video for you. My name's Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes for more than 20 years. And I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people will get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. Dash cams. What about them? Should you have one? How can an attorney use one? And how can one backfire, right? So here's the short answer. Yes. I think most people nowadays should strongly consider getting a dash cam to help them protect themselves from what's going on in society, right? What is a dash cam? Well, I mean, fairly inexpensive electronic device that usually records video on some type of, small chip, right? There are lots of storage nowadays for really cheap. And it is running when you're driving your car. It can also be set to run when it's parked, like if there's motion or something to help like find a burglar, stuff like that, a vehicle prowler. But the main reason why you want a dash cam is to protect yourself from whatever happens on the road, because more and more of our cases involve driving, right? So many of our cases involve a road rage incident where there's an assault after a road rage. Cases involve people pointing guns or not pointing guns. Maybe a dash cam would show that. Cases involve, supposedly swerving while driving drunk. Well, if you have a dash cam, maybe it doesn't show swerving. Cases involve reckless driving or traffic accidents, right? And so there's plenty of good reasons to have a dash cam. So if you were to have a dash cam, what type of dash cam should you get? Well, you're going to want to get one that has a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. And I would also suggest you get one that has some type of GPS coordination, and many of them do nowadays. And so, why, Lance? Well, let's think about a case example that comes up all the time. So many times I end up with somebody in my firm who's a client who has some type of pre-trial no contact order against them, and they're worried about getting wrongfully accused of violating the order. Let's say the person who's the supposed victim is adverse, who doesn't like, my client, right? And they always say, well, how can I protect myself from being claimed to have violated an order? Well, I often say get a dash cam that has GPS, because while it doesn't cover you all the time, it's a piece of evidence. If the violation happens to happen when you're actually driving, right, then we can show where you're at, or we can show where your car was parked at the time. So while it's not an absolute defense, it's way better than nothing, right? And so we can take that GPS log and make a strong case to the government that, hey, this person is lying about us and they're not telling the truth. So that's one example of how a dash cam can help in a criminal case, right? Some other examples are pretty obvious. I already covered them. Let's say there's a traffic accident and the other driver says that you did something wrong, and the police officer believes it, and they charge you with either an infraction or worse, reckless driving, or you can go to jail. Well, wouldn't it be nice to be able to have proof that that other driver was lying by the video that you have in your car? That would be a really good thing to have. And even better that if it doesn't really show much, we don't have to use it, right? Because in most cases, actually, I've never seen an officer go get a dash cam out of a vehicle, right? They'd have to get a search warrant to actually look at it. There's a lot of things they would have to do to seize that evidence. And so I can think of some situations where it may happen, but I've yet to see that happen. So it's mainly a win for the person with the dash cam. Another example where, again, we might want to have it is a police officer who's following us, right? Maybe they've been tailgating us for a long time. That made us drive faster, drive in a certain way. It could be useful to show the police officer's action. It could be useful to show the police officer's actions when they come up to the car. We've seen all types of people on their cell phones nowadays Well, a dash cam can also record video, or audio, I mean. There are versions that do that, and you could get some in-car audio to help defend you. So, when might we be worried about a dash cam? Well, a dash cam might show that we did something wrong, right? And so, if we're a really bad driver, or if we're up to no good, stuff like that, we might want to think twice before we have a dash cam on our vehicle. So, I don't have a dash cam yet. I'm really strongly thinking about getting one. The more cases that we see, I had a client ask me to talk about dash cams and maybe the pluses and minuses while I'm putting this video out. And so I think they're a plus overall. Us people that are lawfully behaving, I think we need more and more, video protection all the time. Lots of us have it on our front doorbell. What's as important as our home, I think, end up more subject to things going wrong in our home. It's our car, right? Stuff that happens in our car. When I was a prosecutor, someone road raged me and followed me and scared me to death. Man, I wish I would have had a dash cam back then, because it would have been, easier to show what happened, and maybe I'd have been a little less worried too. So if you find this video useful, please like and please subscribe. More people will get the help they need. And if you have a criminal situation, feel free to reach out to my firm. Again, my firm's been doing this for more than 20 years. We'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.